Hello and welcome to episode 40 of I Will Cast Anything. We're here on Daybreak for yet another ZVT. The blue Zerg player spawning in the bottom left hand position is Marshee, and the red Terran player spawning in the top right hand position is MrBarcodes. These are both Masters level players from the US region. This is another replay that I picked up off the Cast It subreddit. And this game was actually played just yesterday, so keeping it nice and current, as we like to do on I Will Cast Anything. I thought the last ZVT I cast was pretty excellent. I hope this one is as fun to cast and hopefully fun to watch. We'll see what strategies are employed. We are not seeing any quick pool, nor are we seeing any quick racks from Terran. And we'll see if Marshee chooses to go hatch first. We do see that the Terran player is choosing to get a barracks up, get this wall off going before choosing to expand to his natural. And it looks like it is going to be that hatchery first play from Marshee. Running around in circles. And there it is. And we will expect the spawning pool to follow in pretty short order. If you do have a replay that you'd like me to cast, please do email me replay files or drop.se links to thickropeystream@gmail.com. Clue is in the name. I will cast anything. I don't care what league you're in. I don't care how old the game is. Any of that. I will cast anything. Here is that spawning pool from Marshee, and here comes an SCV scout from the Terran player, who is getting that second command center now. Will shortly be completing that wall off. The first Marine is out, and just going to sit down here, wait for any overlords that might roam into sight, take them down. We do see a gas taken just after 3 minutes for Zerg. Get that Zergling speed out nice and early. Always good, especially on a map with quite a long walk distance like this one. Never can have that Zergling speed too early, and Terran finishes up that wall off. Command sensor about halfway done. That SCV scout will have gone in, checked out the timing of the pool, timing of the gas, know what's up. And with that spawning pool finished, we see 4 lings and 2 queens being produced by Marshee. Do see a second Rax as well for Terran. And a defensive bunker coming up in front of the second base. Here are those lings. There's Zergling speed starting up. Oh, more barracks. So looks like definitely going for early bio is MrBarcodes, getting 3 barracks up before the 5-minute mark. We'll be able to produce a lot of Marines if that is the direction he chooses to go to. There are already 4 Marines in that barracks, so these lings are not going to do anything. They're not even going to gain any scouting information, but easily deflected. Here comes 2 gas from Terran just after 5 minutes. See what that is to be put to use for. One would suspect stim and combat shields will be needed for all those Marines and Marauders that are going to be produced from those barracks that are up. Larva injects are in full effect. Whoops, excuse me. In full effect from Marshee at the moment. Here comes that tech lab from Barcodes. Oh, and we've seen a big wave of lings here, so it looks like we might see a bit of an early attack with speed completing before any upgrades are done for Terran. To see what can be done with this force. How many lings do we have here? 27 lings. Here they run in, but there are a lot of Marines here. I'm not sure that this is going to be terribly effective. No, those lings are dying at a pretty high rate. And this wall off with an engineering bay and a few supply depots limits their ability to poke up in and get a good surround So smart play by Barcodes there, preventing that early Ling attack from doing anything decent. But this does contain his opponent, so Marshee pretty comfortable to take a third base behind that, and we do see Stim has begun from the Terran player. And producing one queen at a time, Marshee is going to get up to 4, and at just after the 7-minute mark is taking all of the rest of the gases. That engineering bay done, we see +1 infantry weapons coming for Barcodes, and we also see the first factory in production. Gonna get a reactor down here, reactor over here, so Marines all the way for Marshee, certainly for the early part of this game. Good overlord spread here, checking out all these locations there might be an expansion for. One hovering up here just to check out when the gases are taking on this natural. And as that third base is about to go up for Marshee, here comes layer tech. And we also do see the gases taken at the natural expansion for /Barcodes. +1/+1 has begun for the Zerg player, as has a starport. That first factory has finished up, and it's going to be reactor Hellions, or perhaps might see, no, I think it's more likely going to be the starport swap to get 2 medvacs out at a time. Never can have too many medvacs when you're going heavy bio, as /Barcodes is at the moment. Single Zergling pokes up, finds nothing but bunkers full of Marines. Not much that can be done against that. But layer tech is nearly done. Baneling nest is being produced. So the offensive options are about to open up for Marshee, but with Stim and +1 finishing, I think there's going to be a push from Barcodes here with this Marine Marauder force. Up to 21 Marines and 4 Marauders, and able to produce 5 Marines at once at the moment. Starting to move out across the map and get aggressive is our cryptically named Terran player. Might be aiming to have a go at this third base here. Do see the infestation pit is on the way for Marshee, but not a lot out on the field at the moment to deal with this. Just Lings, no Roach Warren, no Roaches to be used here, and I think this third hatch is in serious trouble. The drones are going to have to run away. A couple get caught out, and I think this hatchery is going to fall. Where are the Zerglings? Nope. Looks like Marshee is just going to give this one up. Oh, here come the Lings and the Banelings running around the back, trying to get us around. Oh, excellent, excellent split from Barcodes there. Quite good Baneling connections, but they have to hold them off for long. Oh, will this hatchery live? It does, just barely. 81 health it got down to. If /Barcodes hadn't gone chasing after queens, could have taken this hatchery out there. So I think a slight mistake from the Terran player there. But Marshee will be happy to have held that, getting Burrow, getting pathogen glands with that infestation pit finished, and transfusing heavily into this hatchery to get it back up to health. Meanwhile, the Terran players started tank production, started medvac production, getting more barracks, getting an armory. And +1 armor almost finished. A big Marine attack comes in here. Using Stim. Well, here comes a large wave of Marines though. Oh, great Baneling hits there. Split not so good this time, and this force is going to be driven off by Marshee. Worker count's pretty even at the moment. In fact, probably slightly in Terran's favour, I would say. But Terran is still only on 2 bases. We'll want to think about taking a third pretty soon. Hasn't even started building a command... Oh no, I tell a lie. There is a command center up here that could be potentially floated down, and here it goes. As I say, taking that third base. What is Zerg up to? Centrifugal hooks, +2/+2. Taking a macro hatchery. And pneumatized carapace, so... Maybe there's something I missed in the metagame, but it seems like Overlord speed is pretty popular at the moment. Not entirely sure why. Well, I guess it's always good to keep your Overlords from being sniped off by Marines, and if you have the gas, why not spend it? And we do see the first group of infestors and a 4th hatchery, 4th base for Marshee. So I would say Marshee has a slight advantage to this point. It's dealt with some of those early attacks pretty well, but still pretty closely balanced game so far. That macro hatch is about to finish, and we do see a wave of lings going across the map here, suspecting, having seen this orbital command is waiting to land, and suspecting the Marines will come down soon to deal with that Overlord, so morphing in some banelings here to try and take them out. That's a clever play there. And Barcodes is definitely going heavy bio. 4 more barracks are in production at the moment, getting +2 infantry weapons. Still only on 1 engineering base, only getting 1 infantry upgrade at a time. Oh, great surround, great baneling hits. Basically 3 kills there for Marshee, but attacking up the ramp into that siege tank, not so clever. Does manage to kill it and get some good baneling hits off though. This orbital command will now be able to land. A lot of damage was done there. Hive tech is coming for Marshee, as is the Spire, and more infestors all the time popping out. We're up to 6 at the moment. So we could see a full-on Broodlord Infestor army in not too long. Lings coming up here just to check out what's up. This 4th hatchery has completed, but not much mining taking place just yet. Oh, looks like there's a bit of a drop incoming from MrBarcodes. Has been contained and has lost map control, so needs to do something here. Try and get something out. There's +2 armor. Oh, there must be a 2nd engineering bay that I have missed. Hive tech's finished up, but Miss Marshee knew this was coming, had a ton of infestors waiting, and that drop is easily deflected. And here comes the Greater Spire, here comes Adrenal Glands. Marshee is getting ready to go to his endgame unit composition and start seriously pushing across the map and attacking his Terran opponent. But production is going pretty well for MrBarcodes. Getting those Marine numbers up. Does have a slight supply advantage, but with the number of hatcheries and the amount of spare larvae that Marshee is sitting on, it will not be difficult to produce units to combat this. And there is +3/+3 on the way for Marshee. +2 armor is about to finish for Barcodes, and +3 infantry weapons is coming, as well as +2 vehicle weapons. Not that many tanks on the field, only 4, but mainly medvacs, marines and marauders making up the army of the Terran player. Choosing to take the 4th base out of this forward position because there's a nasty creep spewing Overlord over here. Overseer is coming in to do some scouting there. And the creep spread is up pretty close to this 4th base, so good attack angles with this big Ling Baneling force. And here come the Corruptors. The Greater Spire is finished. Marshee is about to go into Broodlords in a big way. Sitting on plenty of cash to invest into that, getting flyer attacks as well. But players otherwise pretty even on upgrades. Here come the Broodlords. What does Barcodes have to deal with this? Well, Barcodes is maxed out, so has to be thinking about an attack pretty soon. Here it comes, scan goes down, stims in. There are a lot of lings and infestors up here. Not sure how effective that will be. Sieges up, takes a defensive stance here. Waits for the effects of that stim to be healed up by all those medvacs. And not willing to attack just yet. Sending out a bit of a force around to the top here. Maybe check out, see if this top hatchery can be taken for free. But a couple of lings are running up to defend, and if they can get a good surround, I think that force will be cleaned up. Oh no, it looks like the lings are going to be sent round to try and perhaps attack the main. Oh, back and forth. This hatchery could be in trouble, but no, here comes the Ling army. They will get here, they will clean this force up. No harm, no foul, but with the army pulled away, the investors have been left behind here. Oh dear. Targets 1, 2, 3 investors, 4, 5. Oh no, this is a disaster for Marshee, losing all these investors. Only gets 1 fungal off. Must have been distracted elsewhere. Moving in with these Broodlords now, but Down to just one infestor on the map now. That is not what Marshee was hoping would happen. Broodlord infestor army isn't very good with only Broodlords and no infestors, but those lings did get in the back eventually, and plenty of worker kills there. And it looks like Barcodes is getting ready to push, having done that damage to the infestor forces. There are more infestors on the way, but they won't have much energy. Sieging up here. Here come the Broodlords though. Here come the lings and banelings. Oh, great hits on the marines, but the siege tanks at the back are all still intact. Well, I said that, they've all just died. The Broodlords are going to town here, trying to get those marines up underneath them, and the Broodlords do start to fall and start to pull back, but there's just too many. And Terran's army has been severely depleted in that attack. A small force has broken up, and now I think this hatchery will fall. There are no transfuses left there. But all the tanks are gone for Barcodes at the moment, now producing just Vikings and Marines. Needs to deal with these Broodlords, but great fungals trap the rest of that force, and it has been taken out. One small part of it did get picked up. These infestors are starting to have enough energy to be useful and get some fungals out here. Don't know quite where these medvacs think they're going. They've only got one unit in them, which is not going to be much use. Meanwhile, lings are running up in here. They're going to take these units that are being rallied out and chew them up, and maybe even run up into the main base here and do some damage if there are any left over. All those medvacs over in this corner have been killed, but so have all those lings. And Marshee now has a supply lead. It's getting more Broodlords, and I think things are starting to get desperate for our Terran player. That push through the middle went very poorly. It lost all of their tanks, and now is up against a pretty large Broodlord army. Going to be facing 9 Broodlords, more infestors coming as well. This top hatchery being rebuilt. And there aren't enough Vikings out yet to deal with the number of corruptors, let alone the number of Broodlords that are out for Marshee. But both players sitting back for the moment, waiting to remax before they engage again, one would expect. And Terran's starting to have income problems now, down to just 2 mining bases, and with all these mules we'll get through the minerals at this planetary pretty quick. Looks like there is going to be a drop. Perhaps. See if this one can actually get somewhere, but there are a lot of overlords at the bottom of the map, so that will be spotted pretty early. Here comes the Broodlord army. Those Vikings aren't going to last long, and there are so many Broodlords here. Fungals go down on the medvacs, infested Terrans rain down. Oh, the corruptors are falling to those marines, but more good fungals hold them back. Now the marines can push up, and now the Broodlords are in trouble. There come the fungals though, and now these marines are going to start dying. Yep, dying by the droves, but has managed to clear out all of those Broodlords. Well, I think Barcodes has just fought their way back into this match. A massive wave of lings is on the way, but there are no Broodlords left. Sacrificed a lot of units, but it's worth it to sacrifice marines to take out those Broodlords at this point. I'm trying to get upgrades for his Vikings at this point. +3/+3 infantry is finished. Take whatever upgrades you can. These borrowed infestors are being targeted. Oh, just throwing obscene numbers of infested Terrans out there, but a lot of the infestors are dying as well, and those are going to be cleaned up as well. Barcodes suddenly turn this game around, despite facing a maxed out Broodlord infestor army. Managed to kill all the Broodlords first, then kill all the infestors. Has lost that planetary fortress, but now has a significant supply advantage. A 40 supply lead, is cranking out marines, and is now pushing across the map. There's a couple of mules in this army at the moment. This hatchery isn't going to last very long. Marshee getting desperate, trying to go ultralisk here. Building a second infestation pit. I'm not entirely sure what the purpose that serves. Unless, oh, I completely missed. It looks like there might have been a drop into this main that took out some structures at some point. And this huge marine force is just wiping through everything. There's nothing to oppose it. There's nothing that can be done. I'm gonna have to scrub back through this replay at the end and see if I missed a killer drop, because it looks like I think I must have. I can't understand where all the tech structures have gone for Marshee, why there aren't more units being produced. It's a pretty shocking miss on my part. I apologise for that. There goes the lair, and I think Marshee is done here. I think this is game over. It does get a couple of baneling hits there, but nothing more can be done. Here's the infestation pit and the Ultralisk cavern, and this marine force just wrecking everything here. The 5 Ultralisks are on the way, so not necessarily all over for Terran, for Zerg even, but at a severe supply disadvantage. Though Terran isn't really mining much, only has this small base mining here, so is floating out an orbital to land at this 4th base position, and now is going to push in. There are some ultras here, but not that many. Oh, incredible baneling hit! Suddenly wipes out all of those marines. Vikings are actually, not often you see Vikings riding in a medvac. Wow, this game is suddenly poised very evenly again. Both players down to low income situation, low number of bases. Here come the Ultralisks. Too many marines and medvacs here. They're going to have to retreat. Python's plating upgrade just now coming here. A few more infestors. Oh, great fungal on those marines, and they're all going to go down to those +3/+3 ultras. I can't call this game anymore. I don't know which way it's going to go. I thought Marshee had a big advantage, but now it's very close. I think Marshee does have the mining advantage still, but only very slightly. Finally those Vikings leave that medvac and get back up in the air where they belong. Marshee is trying to re-expand to his former 5th base location, but Zerglings and Ultralisks aren't really going to do much against Vikings, so not much point in chasing them. And re-layering in this top position here, and those Vikings are going to land and take out some workers here, I think, but Lings are going to arrive. They take out one. The Vikings have to lift off again and retreat. Down to just 11 SCVs is MrBarcodes, against quite a significant number of drones still for Marshee, but isn't willing to engage with this small Ultralisk force just yet. Only 3 ultras out on the field, trying to produce some more, but just money so tight for both players at the moment. Looks like there might be a push from Barcodes coming up through the middle with this Marine Marauder force. 1 tank is there. Excellent fungals. Everything gets fungals. The ultras come in, but they die to sustain marine fire, and there's most of these marines are on very low health, but they're just enough. They're going to push up here. They're going to kill off this hatch. 4 more ultras are soon to pop, and with this small marine force that could be enough to clear it out, but Barcodes is keeping up the marine production, mining with what few workers remain. And it's a battle suddenly of tiny armies. What an exciting game. Just a single marine sitting here. Seemingly not actually doing any damage whatsoever to these larvae. The larvae somehow have incredible amounts of armor that I'm unaware of. Assume they die quite quickly. Here comes a borrowed infestor, no detection to speak of for... Oh, here come the Lings, here come the Ultras, and they are going to chop through this tightly packed group of units. If they can get some fungals off, yes, there are some great fungals. The Ultras are dying, but I think they're not dying fast enough. This Marine Marauder force is going to be cleared out. Another great fungal goes down, and there's going to be nothing but medvacs left. This Ultralisk survives with less than 40 health. And now it's going to die, but... well... oh, I keep thinking one player is about to win this and push through, but they just can't do it. Barcodes is keeping up his production a bit better than Marshee at the moment, but it's still very, very evenly poised. Those borrowed investors are just rolling right past. I think Marshee is going to go and try and take out the economy of his opponent. Here come a lot of lings. You can see that the mine out is starting to be an issue here already. And the army has just been bypassed mostly. Oh, but here it comes. Fungals do go down, but all the investors are dying. All the lings are dying as well. And Marshee has managed to clean that up, but has lost almost all of the workers at that base. 62 worker kills for Marshee. And just, again, very, very small armies at the moment. Only 6 Marines out on the field for Marshee right now, and producing nothing but Marines at the moment. Mining away with very, very small numbers of units here. And down to just 70 supply for Marshee, 50 supply for Barcodes. Here comes a small link force. They get a good surround on that tank and kill it, but they're going to be pushed away by those tiny, tiny force. 3 Marines, 2 Marauders, there's some more Marines down here. Perhaps an improvised stim. They get surrounded and picked off, but here comes more Marines killing stuff off. Marshee is finally managing to save up enough money to train another wave of Ultralisks here, but it's down to just 2 working hatcheries and almost no tech buildings. Just has this Ultralisk cavern and the infestation pit to work off. No gas at this base here, so, and no mining either in fact, so only mining off 1 base, but does have a lot more workers, although too many workers to really be mining efficiently here. Barcodes puts up the wall and says, "You are not coming into my base." And I think Barcodes is going to win this, maybe? I don't know, it's so hard to tell. Ultralisks are the only thing being produced from Marshee at the moment. There are no lings on the field. 3 Ultras, 1 Queen. 4 more Ultras on the way. I think Marshee needs to think about adding drones to his combat force in a pretty short space of time. There are quite a lot of Marines out here. Barcodes starting to produce SCVs again, desperate to get that mining up, and Marshee trying to take another base here, trying to get some more mining going, but it might be too late. There's a Marine force pushing in here. It's all going to be about what kind of angles these Ultras can take, if they can manage to do much damage at all, but they're being chased away. This is the last mining base for Barcodes. Here come the Ultras though. Marines are stimming to try and run away, but now they come back up. Pretty good concave, but they're too clumped up. These Ultras are going to chew through them. The pickup happens. And Barcodes retreats. Oh, but the Fungals come down. These medvacs need to run right now before another Fungal comes in. There they go. Oh, just barely getting away. One lonely Marine left behind to die there. And spawning pool being rebuilt. Get some more lings out at long last. And here come these Ultras storming through the middle, but now there's a better split from these Marine forces. They might be able to do some damage, but there are too many Ultralisks here. These Marines having to stutter step back, but gradually being taken out and finally all killed, and Barcodes gives up.